Hey there, good morning. Today is Friday, April 19th, 2024, and you guessed it, another episode of Pre-Workout Chat. Okay, so for today's episode, I'm going to try to make it quick. I don't really intend for these episodes to be that long. In fact, really these episodes are supposed to be like a live stream, but for like YouTube, I guess you have to have a certain number of subscribers before you can unlock stuff like doing live streams. But yeah, that's why it's called like pre-workout chat. So it's my intention that, after I get to a certain point, well, if I get to a certain point where I will do live streams, and I'll basically rant and maybe take any questions or talk to somebody who's trying to come along this journey with me, because that's my intention behind this whole YouTube thing, is really just to use YouTube to build up a community of like-minded individuals. I think I mentioned this before in maybe some of my earlier videos, but I really would like to have a bunch of people, doing the same thing where, we're just like all like trying to achieve something, and you don't necessarily have to be like obese or anything like that. Like maybe you're trying to like build yourself up like a Sam Sulek or something like that. You're trying to like really like grow your muscles out, or maybe you're trying to like build up your strength or something like that, because you would like to maybe do like an amateur powerlifting meet or something like that. It could be like really anything, but I just want to build up a community of people who all want to like uh, self improve and stuff like that. And I wake up early in the morning, so I figured that'd be like a good time, put in a good chat while drinking on some pre-workout, give it a chance for that pre-workout to kind of work into the system, and then we all get to it. So, but that's that's going to be a while. I gotta have a certain number of subs, so it is what it is. But anyway, on today's episode of pre-workout chat, we are going to talk about recovering from a crash. We all have our ups and we all have our downs. So yeah, we're going to be talking about recovering from that, because I think for a lot of people that could be a pitfall when you're trying to lose weight, when you're trying to go along your journey of self improvement. And I think that's very important. Also, I want to talk about my sciatica pain. I have a pinched nerve, and that kind of messed this week up. So, let me just knock out the sciatica thing, because that's kind of key to the crash that I had this week. So last Saturday, I was doing a workout, and I tried to get lazy. Instead of like taking the weights off, instead of taking the plates off of my barbell, um, I was basically switching from doing a deadlift to doing a squat, and I needed to put the weight higher. So what I ended up doing was, if you ever see those fitness videos, you might see somebody do something I call like a power clean, where they basically take the weight from the like off the floor using a deadlift, and then they kind of like switch it up, and then they kind of put it up. Well, I basically did a dumb version of that, and I almost hurt myself, uh, and I think that might have put like a little bit of too much strain on my back, and I think that might have like caused the some kind of issue, and essentially I have like a pinched nerve, and this pinched nerve basically creates this sciatica pain that basically goes down my leg. From where I can tell, the pinched nerve, I mean, it can only be somewhere towards my like lower back, or it can be uh, somewhere along that glute muscle where that sciatica runs through. So something like that kind of messed me up. Ultimately, it was probably because of the deadlifting. So it was somewhere between doing the deadlift and getting lazy with trying to put the bar up. Also, another thing to note is when I kind of started, at first I started I think with like 80 pounds, and then I kind of upped it to like 100 pounds within the same week. So I didn't really give chance for my muscles to work out. I mean to wake up, and that's pretty much why I was trying to stay with the light weights was to avoid injury and give my muscles a chance to wake up. I thought 100 pounds would be like pretty light, especially for a squat and a deadlift, but it turns out I was wrong. Um, I will note, even though over the years, like since leaving Army ROTC when I was in college, um, that's when I was at my strongest. I had like really good strength, and even though over the years I've been like kind of in and out of the gym, because I've started and end up crashing many, many, many different fitness journeys. I thought maybe that was enough to maintain at least some of my strength, but turns out it isn't. I've lost like a lot of strength. By the time I hit, like right now, I'm 34 years old. So by the time I hit 34, I lost like a lot. Like things that I normally would, like for example, I think my strongest squat was like over 250. I don't record the exact number because when I was doing a lot of Army RTC, I was doing a lot of calisthenics style workouts. So even though sometimes I would go into the gym, I didn't really record like my strongest lifts. I just usually just picked the number and just went with it, and just went heavy enough until I could feel that in the set. So I know I definitely went over 250. And when I used to go to the gym, I know my working weights for doing something like a leg press was over 275. And I think, again, I'm just trying to pull from memory, but I think stuff like a deadlift, I was definitely doing well over 180. Anyway, it's hard to kind of remember the numbers and stuff like that, but I was way stronger back then than where I am now, so I lost a lot of strength. So again, you could see why I thought like 100 pounds were pretty light. I definitely did way over that when I was younger. So my expectations are a little bit twisted because of what I used to be able to do. So anyway, back to the sciatica thing. Um, that's what kind of I thought 100 was going to be enough. Was going to be, less, but it turned out to be more. And I think from that deadlifting and doing all that stuff, I hurt myself, created that pinched nerve, and so now I'm just trying to deal with that. I'm gonna let you know right now, my sleep has been garbage. This sciatica pain, man, it's just nerve wracking. Um, Eventually yesterday, after dealing with this sciatica pain for like since the pain kind of flared up on Monday. That's when it kind of like activated. So the pain kind of activated like Monday. I think I kind of felt it a little bit Sunday night, but Monday is when it really kind of like got there. And I was recording a video. I was doing an episode of PreWorkout Chat, and after that, I was going to start working out. And then lo and behold, I didn't end up like doing my workout. I kind of ran a little bit late, but that sciatica started like kind of activating, and I was gonna work out when I got home from work, but damn, the pain just kept on. You see, it's not like a pain, it's like a resting leg syndrome or something like that. You feel these tingling sensations like go down your leg, and I just can't. I didn't know at the time what it was. Like I've had back pain before, and it went away. Like give it a day or two, and the pain will go away or something like that. Uh, I should probably like go to a doctor or something and get that checked out. But I have a thing with like going to doctors. A lot of them are so incompetent these days, and most of them are just drug dealers trying to push drugs onto you instead of actually trying to identify the problem. So I'm not a big fan of going to doctors. Case in point, one time I went to a doctor. Now I had asthma when I was young, and prescription asthma. You know what I'm saying? Not like that placebo crap that some people would get, but I had actual asthma. And I also had like an issue with like a hypertension and stuff like that when I was younger. So with that being said, sometimes on occasion I might need an inhaler or something like that. And so I was just trying to get a rescue inhaler and stuff like that. And I went to the doctor, gave him my history and stuff like that. We're just trying to have like, an emergency inhaler, something I keep at work just in case something happens. You never know. And he somehow took my diagnosis, which is asthma, and he was trying to get me to do a sleep study for sleep apnea. Yeah, he turned asthma into sleep apnea. And that's why I don't really like doctors like that. A lot of incompetency. You think a doctor is the smartest person in the world. I'm gonna let you know. My mom was a nurse. God rest her soul, and she was a nurse. And let me tell you, you just don't know how stupid many of these doctors are. You don't know how many times a nurse might have saved you from, I don't know, getting overdosed by your doctor who can't figure out a simple calculation for your medication. Yeah, you'll be amazed how stupid they can be. They're not that smart. And you also have to understand that in our medical education system, they try to basically teach these people to know everything. But guess what? They don't know everything. They study a subject and they move on and then they forget, and they study another subject and they move on and then they forget, and then they try to remember just a little bit from each subject, but that all that stuff end up going out the window anyway. So don't think that just because somebody's a doctor that they're like magical and stuff like that and they just know everything, because I guarantee you they get the measurements wrong. Sometimes they mistake, instead of calling it a milligram, they call it a milliliter. If you know measurements, you'll understand the shock value. You'll understand the shock value, and especially when you're dealing with somebody, I don't know, like babies, you'll understand why that can be a problem. So anyway, I'm not a big fan of doctors, especially when you go to a doctor and then they see that you're obese, and the best that they can tell you is the standard American diet or something like that. Uh, or you go to a doctor and they don't even bother to ask you, hey, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and, get some blood work done to, make sure you're all right and stuff like that. Let's make sure that, you're not a pre-diabetic. You would think that maybe they would maybe they would want to test my blood since you see that I'm an obese person and you see I don't really go to the doctor like that. But no, we don't want to do that. But I want to try to prescribe you try to get you put onto like some kind of sleep apnea machine. Yeah, that's going to be real smart. That's going to be nice. No blood work. No blood work to see if you're pre-diabetic. No, I'm not going to prescribe you an inhaler. This sleep apnea is going to help you not have shortness of breath while you're active at work. You know what? I'm going off into a tangent. Forgive me. That's my bad habit when it comes to these pre-workout chat. Now I'm going to have to put in the description why I don't like doctors and why I don't go to the doctor. So that was a sub topic for this pre-workout chat. Anyway, so yeah. In summary, I messed myself up. I lost a lot of strength because I wasn't working out over these years. So I lost muscle. Like if you actually look at some of my before pictures, which when I do my transformation video, I'll have that. But when you do some of my old stuff, you'll see like this flex right here. You'll see like my shoulder muscles used to be way bigger. Like they used to like come up to here or something like that. Like these things were big. Like you could tell like my neck was thick, my shoulder trap muscles and stuff like that. They were out there. And now they're definitely like smaller. So I lost muscle, I lost strength, and I got ahead of myself because I used to be able to do more, and so that's why I messed up on my deadlifts, and I messed up on the squat, and that laziness activated the problems in my back, and that created a pinched nerve, and so now I have sciatica pain. And so yesterday I started doing research on the sciatica pain. Like, can you, still work out with the sciatica pain? Because my thought process is whenever I have back pain, stop doing anything. Just stop doing anything, let it recover, then get back into it. And I found out that, yeah, you can work out with the sciatica. It's just that if you're not careful, whatever is causing the sciatica, whatever movement you're doing that's kind of activating that, it can maybe flare up during the workout. So I'm probably just going to switch some stuff around. Um, I'm definitely taking the deadlifting off. The deadlifting is coming off. What I might do is instead of just trying to like deadlift 80 pounds or something like that, because I do want to improve my core muscles and stuff like that. What I might do is maybe try to figure out how to do like maybe like a back extension, or I might just incorporate like a 10-minute mobility workout uh, at some point. Who knows? I gotta kind of figure that out. So for the meantime, deadlifts are out the picture. I'll replace it with something. Mobility work seems like a good idea, and it'll get a nice little calorie boost. So I like that caloric boost for the exercise. I do be burning a lot of calories with these workouts, which makes me happy. Okay, so yeah, the deadlifts are going to be out of the picture. I am going to keep the squats. I'm going to go back down to like 80 pounds, and I'll start working my way up from there. Uh, and yeah, that's just how it's going to be until I get strong enough and lose enough weight where I can get back to doing the deadlifts. But yeah, I might like instead of doing aside from the mobility work idea, another thing I thought of was trying to maybe do some type of back extension, or maybe like getting a kettlebell and just, you know, lifting it off the ground, and it's like, because I feel like that'll work the lower back. But anyway, so all of this sciatica pain issue is really what kind of led the crash this week. Um, I didn't work out. I didn't really work out this week. I also didn't do any of the fasting that I intended. I kept to the diet, but I didn't really do any of the fasting. Uh, in fact, one of the days that I fast, I didn't even like one day that I was supposed to fast, which was like Sunday. Instead of me uh, fasting, I end up consuming like 1,500 calories. Then I was supposed to fast again on Tuesday, but instead of fasting on Tuesday, I end up consuming like um, 700 calories, and that's because basically I binged on some pork rinds and I had a coffee at work. And again, I'm trying to get away from coffee. Uh, and then I was supposed to fast again yesterday, which was Thursday. And now Thursday, I think I went a little bit overboard. Originally, I was around 1,500 calories, but then I end up frying up some bacon and having some hard boiled eggs, and that kind of boosted up, that didn't kind of, it did boosted up my calories. So I would say like yesterday, I probably consumed around 2,200 calories, which was over my diet. So I wasn't very happy with that. Um, I'm definitely hydrated. I checked my weight this morning and I'm at 354 pounds. So my body's clinging to that water and stuff like that from my inactivity. I don't really care about the numbers. For the most part, most of this week, the scale was reading 352. And when I woke up this morning, instead of it being at 352, it was at 354. I'm also a little bit constipated. So I don't really care about the scale. What I do care about is I do care about the crash. And yeah, I will cut myself a little bit of slack. The sciatica thing, because I didn't really understand it and I had to do a lot of research um, to even figure out some kind of stretching that I can do to like relieve the pain. Um, I'll cut myself a little bit of slack, but I don't like the fact that I almost crashed because it makes me like think back to all of my prior uh, fitness plans that I started and just failed and started and failed and started and failed. And I want to be honest with you guys. That's why I'm telling you guys all of this. That's why I'm being honest with you guys. That's why I'm like putting all this out here because I don't want people, in a prior video, I was discussing how you see all these gurus and you see all these people, these fitness people out here, and it's rare to find one who actually have like the full story online where you can actually see how they went from obese to beast, you know what I'm saying? You'll see a little bit of pictures, but you won't really see like everything documented as if you're watching a documentary. And that's pretty much what these videos really are. They really are a documentary to kind of show it. Stuff like The Biggest Losers do a good job like documenting like fat loss, but it's like, is everything there? You know what I'm saying? Is everything there? Um, and they also like people like the shows like The Biggest Loser is like you don't see everything, and even on this YouTube stuff, you're not going to see everything. But at least they had like professionals and stuff like that helping them along the way. I don't really have a professional helping me, and most people are not going to have a professional helping them. So that's why I kind of feel my video series is more closer to real life than the stuff that you see on The Biggest Loser. Uh, because also, and here's the thing, like because mine is so close to real life, like people who see my stuff can see that, oh yeah, this is feasible. I can do stuff like pick up a workout routine offline and just stick to it, and I could lose the weight, just need to just focus on the diet and stuff like that. And you could see in real time that you're going to have these ups and downs. So I don't want people. It's like whenever you see the stuff online, the transformation videos online, it's so magical. It's like it's like you got a power up or something, like something you'll see in a manga or something, where you just went from just being weak to just being super strong, and it's like it's hard to understand that transformation when you don't see the work, and people don't see the work most of the time. They just see the results, and I want this right here, my failures, my successes. This is the work. And I try to really illustrate that for you guys. That's why we're on this journey. You know what I'm saying? Because in a journey, you're going to have a lot of chapters where you have these wins, these pitfalls. You might get injured. You might have maybe you might get broken up. You might have a death in the family, God forbid, and you might have issues with your finances that put you in a bad place. Like one of my high school friends, this guy he ended up on the street, and we were talking yesterday, and he was explaining what happened to him and stuff like that, and he was just trying to like figure out, and I was like suggesting to him. I said, hey, listen, you could join the military. This we live in the United States of America. This country is full of opportunities, and people who fail to open their eyes to the opportunities that are around you are the people who get stuck at the bottom. And I had to like kind of really hammer that to him. I said, if you are willing to sleep on the street, then you should be willing to sleep on a bunk in a military base. There is absolutely no reason for you to be homeless living on the street. If you have your driver's license, you could become a trucker. You could become a trucker and you could live in the back of your van. I did that for a whole year during the COVID lockdowns. So you could join the military. You can become a trucker. You could pick up a trade. You could become an electrician, which will allow you to become like a journeyman, and you can basically be working on the electrical infrastructure on the West Coast, making like 200, 300,000 a year, because most of those dudes are going to retire, and there's not a lot of people to replace them. There's a lot of occupations that you could pick up on, where there's not going to be a lot of people to replace the old timers who've been working that same job for years. So there's plenty of things you can do. Heck, if you have never been to college, you're living on the street. Okay, you can literally enroll into a university. You can enroll into a university, and you can live on campus, and now you're no longer on the streets. So there's plenty of opportunities. It's whether you want to pursue those opportunities or not. And that's why I was encouraging him to join the military. So see stuff like that. It's that type, though, that level of when you reach the bottom, you pretty much have so many directions you can go. There's really no wrong answer because you're already at the bottom. You just need to reach up and keep trying to climb out of that pit. And you may sometimes fall into that pit, but you just have to have the tenacity to keep on trying to pull out of that pit. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I am pulling myself out of this pit. You know what, giving myself a little slack or not, I still failed this week, and this is what that failure looks like. I want you guys to see this failure looks like determination, because I am going to keep climbing out of this pit. Nothing is going to stop me from losing this weight. And this is the type of fire that you need to have in your soul in order for you to get what it is that you want in this world. I am blessed to be in a country like the United States where I have so many opportunities. I feel blessed that I make the amount of money that I make, which enables me to invest into something like a home gym. I'm very thankful for what I have, and I am determined to get more. And I don't plan on letting no one, not even myself, get in my way. So yeah, that is what it is. Which, by the way, like in one of my last videos, I was talking about my love life. So since I wasn't really working out this week, I was just on the dating apps a lot of the time, trying to, do my thing, trying to find me a lady. Man, dating out here sucks. It really does suck. I was talking to this one lady for a while, and she was in a weird little situation, but that ended. So yeah, those activities didn't really bear any fruit. Dating sucks, and so it is what it is. It's just something that I pursue in my part time. I don't really have high expectations when it comes to dating and stuff like that. But at least I can take my frustration out on the weights. I can take my anger out on the weights. I can take the frustration out on the weights. And rejection is good workout fuel to push yourself to go to do more and to be more. So I welcome those rejection. I use that as fuel now. Like, when women are like rude and stuff to me on the dating apps, which again, for no reason, I literally just screenshot that and I save it to a folder where I see like all of the rejections, and I use that as like fuel to push me to do more. So I welcome the rejections. Obviously, if they don't respond, that's not really rejection material that I could like screenshot. But the women who are just like rude from a simple hello, and I don't know what triggers you to be rude. In my last video, I kind of theorized that, if like I consider myself like a 3 out of 10, and I usually go for women who are on my level. So I think females, when they kind of see that you go for them, that you're a 3, they're a 3, but they think they're a 10, and by you trying to pursue them, it makes them understand and brings them back down to reality. And that coming down to reality is painful, and that kind of creates this negative energy inside them where they just now want to attack you for no reason. Again, a simple hello, and you get like nasty, rude comments like, "Oh, you have no sex appeal." I'm like, what? We weren't even talking about that. I simply just said a simple greeting like, "Hello, how you're feeling today," or something like that. My name is blah blah blah, and it's like that just created that type of hostility. Come on, like what the hell? You got something going on with yourself. You got some self-hatred you need to deal with or something. But you're definitely not a 10. I'll let you know that right now. No, I don't kiss people butt over here. I'm not only am I hard on myself, but I'm also hard on other people. Uh, there, listen, I'm a big man, and I can be a bit soft at times, but that's not my inherent nature. I'm a pretty hard ass, and I don't really like taking crap from people. And if you come with that smoke, you're gonna get a little bit back. You're gonna get a little bit back. Uh, so you know, it is what it is. Usually, I don't like arguing with women, so when they say stuff like that, I just said okay. But when they get real nasty, then I can get real nasty too. And so when they do stuff like that, what I would if they get real disrespectful and nasty with me for like absolutely no reason, what I'll do is I'll make sure to send them my response, and then what I do is I wait till it shows that they read it, and then I hurry up and block them so they can't get the last word in. Because I could be petty too. So yeah. But anyway, that's what I was doing when I got bored during this week of not working out and not staying on the path. But today, I'm back on the path. So yeah, I've already kind of went over some alternatives that I'm going to do with the workouts. Now, what I will do to make up for this week, because I feel like I need to somehow punish myself for my failures. Pretty much what I'm going to do all next week, I'm going to include a cardio session pretty much every day. And that's going to be my self punishment for failing to stay on the path this week. So, yeah, even today, it's going to start today too. After I come home from work, it's cardio. Tomorrow's fasting, cardio. And we're going to keep doing that for the whole week. So until this time next week, we're going to be doing cardio every day. And that's going to make up for this week. And it's going to serve as like a punishment so that I don't become complacent and think that I can use something like sciatica as an excuse of not to work out and stuff like that. And again, I didn't know what it was until I did the research, but still though, I should have did that research like day one, and I could have been working out, but I didn't. So it's a whatever. Payback is going to be brutal next week with all that cardio. And I'm not simply stopping at like 500 calories. It's going to be 700 calorie cardio all next week. Anyway, that concludes this episode of Pre-Workout Chat. I got some working out to do. About to hit those weights. Don't worry, I'm not going to mess myself up. The deadlift is getting cut out, and the weights on the squat is getting reduced, and we are going to keep going strong. We are staying on this path, and I'll catch you guys next time.